Hello everyone, welcome to the beautiful outdoors on this wonderful day that the Lord has made. I want to talk today about the wind and the way in which God uses the wind to bless us in the creation. The ancient Hebrew word of the Old Testament that is used for wind is the ruach. It is the breath that comes from deep within God, or the great wind that is sent from God out into the creation, the ruach. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 we see the Ruach Elohim, the Spirit, or the breath of God as it hovers over the waters and the creation process begins. In Genesis 8 we see the Ruach as God sends His breath, His wind, to reseed the waters for Noah and his family. And further along in the Old Testament, in Ezekiel chapter 37, it is the Ruach of God that is sent to bring life back into the dry bones in the valley. The Ruach is an incredible blessing. This wind, this breath that comes from deep within God's own lungs, God's spirit, God's soul, to bless each and every one of us every day. You know, if you pay attention enough, you can see the blessing of the wind in the creation around us. On a day like this, I like to sit and watch and listen to these leaves in the tree behind me as they waft in the breeze, as the breeze blows them to and fro, and kind of playfully making them dance right before my very eyes. I have sat on a mountaintop in Montana next to a whole bunch of pine trees as the wind blows through them. That sound is intense. It sounds like a freight train rolling through them. It is deafening and beautiful and incredible. I have watched a hawk as she teaches her young to fly. It is as if they surf up on the sky there, above the clouds, the wind holding them up, supporting them. God's breath sent to lift them up into the air and let them just soar effortlessly around on the current of the wind. What a beautiful thought. Of course, the wind also helps to plant seeds. It carries seeds from trees to all kinds of different places, near and far, to plant new trees as the creation continues to regenerate itself year after year after year. This is the Ruach. It even brings storms to us. We watch as the clouds billow up into the air, as the wind from God carries that moisture up into the air. And then we watch again as those clouds roll over the top of each other as they approach, bringing life-giving rain and renewal to the creation as we love it. Now, I will be the first to admit that the wind can also be very destructive. We all know that. But know this first. The wind comes from God. It is from within God, and it comes with graceful intention, with divine intention. And yes, it can be influenced by the swirling chaos of sin in our world, but it comes first with love. It is God's Ruach that was breathed into you when you took your very first breath here on earth. And every time you walk out into the creation and close your eyes and enjoy the wind blowing against your face, it is God's very breath that is embracing you and engulfing you. God's Ruach, God's breath, God's Spirit, just washing its way through the world around us. Beautiful thought. The wind is God's Spirit. Thanks be to God. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Amen.